11 things to know before you go to San Diego. I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, and entertaining. This is part of my travel series on California, but this is all about what to know before you go to San Diego. But if you want to know more about things in Los Angeles or even other things in San Diego, you'll find links in the description below to more great California travel videos. And I am from San Diego, so this will essentially be what a local would tell you as a tourist to know before you come to this city. The first thing to know, we're going to start with some general information. And by the way, I'll be shooting each one of these scenes in a different part of San Diego, so you'll get to see San Diego as we go through. And I'm starting here in the Gaslamp District. This is downtown San Diego during Comic-Con, which is why it's so busy. But in the general things to know about San Diego, first, where's San Diego located? Well, it's kind of the most southwesternly city in the continental United States, just north of Mexico. San Diego borders Tijuana, Baja California, and Mexico, and it's just south of Los Angeles and Orange County. If you were driving from LAX airport, it could take somewhere between 2 and 3 hours to get from LAX down to San Diego. The county of San Diego has a population of 3 million people. The city of San Diego has a population of 1 million. People who live in San Diego, that makes a distinction to them, the city versus the county. People that are coming as tourists generally say they're coming to San Diego and refer to the whole county. Things like Legoland, that's in Carlsbad, which is in fact a different city, but it is in the county of San Diego. So that's just important to know if you're looking up San Diego hotels on something like TripAdvisor and you want to stay close to a certain attraction, you might want to look up what city that particular attraction is in. San Diego is also known as a city of villages in that there's a lot of different neighborhoods and each neighborhood has a different feel. The second thing to know before you go to San Diego is about when to go. And San Diego, I think it's perfect to come any time of the year because San Diego is most well known for having some of the most perfect weather in all of the continental United States. But it depends on what activity you want to do as what times are better than others. Certainly if what you want to do is come to San Diego Comic-Con, then you should come in July. That is when Comic-Con is here and the whole downtown area is really transformed into a big pop culture, big pop culture mecca. But if you're not coming for San Diego Comic-Con, then you might want to avoid July because when Comic-Con is here, there's 130,000 extra people in the city, and so hotel prices can be 2 to 3 times more expensive than they are the rest of the year. If you are coming to San Diego to go to the beach, the best time to go to the beach is August and September. That's when the water temperature is going to be the warmest. It'll be the coldest in December and January, and some months that I'd say if you're going to the beach are not really that good are May and June. San Diego is often known for having what's called May gray and June gloom, that those months are often very cloudy in the mornings and actually aren't all that warm. So if what you're seeking is warm at the beach, that would be July, August, and September. September is my favorite month actually because most of the tourists have gone away. Everybody from Arizona and Nevada who comes in, they've all left to go home, and so you'll have the beaches relatively to yourself with nice warm weather and nice warm water as well. Okay, so you've decided you're coming to San Diego. Now let's talk about getting into San Diego. The major ways to get into San Diego: drive, take the train, or fly. So we'll talk about those 3 options. If you're driving into San Diego, well, you're coming from 3 directions. You're coming from the south, which is coming from Mexico. Expect long waits at the border if you're driving up from Mexico. If you're coming down from Los Angeles from points north, then expect a lot of traffic coming into San Diego on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. Pick a time other than that to drive in. The 5 freeway gets pretty busy. The 15 is a pretty good alternate to drive in. It usually has less traffic coming into San Diego. And if you're coming in from Arizona, then you'll be coming on the 8 freeway. That's the one that runs east or west. Another good option is to take the train if you're coming in from points north, like Los Angeles. The Amtrak runs almost hourly service into San Diego, and it's a pretty nice ride that takes you along the coast. Just be aware the Amtrak can often be delayed, so you have to have some patience to ride that. The Amtrak is great to take into San Diego if you're staying in downtown because it stops right in downtown San Diego. Also, there's a second stop in Old Town. The final option is to fly into San Diego. A great thing about coming into San Diego absolutely is flying into San Diego Airport. It is kind of known as one of the most dangerous airports to fly into. If you really want to see what I mean, sit on the left-hand side of the plane in a window seat. When you're coming into San Diego, your plane comes in right at about the level of the buildings of downtown San Diego. It is a sight to be seen to look out your window and see buildings the same height as your plane. But it's great because San Diego Airport is just 10 minutes from downtown, so it's very convenient. You don't have to take a train or anything like that. But getting from the airport into the city, well, you'll pretty much be taking a taxi or an Uber or a rental car. There's not much in the way of public transit that runs to the airport. The next thing to know before you go to San Diego is about getting around San Diego. One of the best things about getting around San Diego as a tourist is San Diego's trolley. It's often known as the red trolley, and there's a red one that's just over there. During Comic-Con, they've got them decorated in different colors, but this is a light rail system. It runs around downtown, it goes through Mission Valley, it goes all the way down to San Diego, so the trolley can be quite convenient for tourists, though you should know that the trolley does not go to the airport, and it doesn't go to most beaches. I mean, depending upon when you watch this, they are building an extension of the trolley that goes up to La Jolla, but that won't be open probably until about 2020. People often ask if they have to rent a car to come to San Diego, and I think that San Diego is actually a pretty good city to take the trolley and also take Uber and taxi around. Ubers are pretty plentiful, so as a tourist, you can get around using public transportation. The bus really is kind of so-so in San Diego, so depending upon whether you want to rent a car, well, that depends what you want to see. Before you come to San Diego, you should know about the beaches and bays. I mentioned this a little bit in the general section, but one of the main reasons that people come to San Diego is for the water. San Diego has a lot of beautiful beaches and a lot of beautiful bays. The first thing you should know about beaches, though, is I've got a whole separate video on beaches. You can find a link in the description on my 5 best beaches in San Diego, where I cover Ocean Beach, Mission Beach, Pacific Beach, and La Jolla. I'm probably missing one in there, like Black's Beach also as the 5 best beaches in San Diego. But let's talk about bays a little bit. San Diego has 2 major bays. The first one, this one, San Diego Bay, it's known as the Big Bay. This is where all of the Navy ships in San Diego port. There's also a bridge way in the back. There's this blue bridge that goes over there. I'm not sure you can see it, but that's the Coronado Bridge. There's this island that's in the middle of San Diego Bay, Coronado Island, and it's the North Island Naval Air Station, so that's where the aircraft carriers hang out in San Diego. There's a second bay, which is Mission Bay. That's more of a recreational bay, so that's for like sailing, jet skiing, things like that. You can do all of that stuff on the Big Bay, San Diego Bay, but if you want to do those kinds of water sports like little watercrafts, check out Mission Bay. And related to beaches, San Diego's got a lot of them. The 5 best, watch that other video. One beach I would recommend maybe not to go to is Imperial Beach. That's the one right next to Mexico, and so Imperial Beach can often be kind of polluted. Just check the water conditions before you do go. It's really interesting to actually walk down there on the beach because it's one of the most remote beaches. Particularly if you go to the Borderfield State National Park, you can see the border fence where it goes between San Diego and Mexico, and there's a nature preserve down there, but you might not want to swim close to the Mexican border. The beaches kind of get cleaner as you go more north. The next thing to know before you go to San Diego is about hotels, where to stay, and I have 4 main recommendations, but it kind of depends on what you want to do. My number 1 recommendation is downtown San Diego. Downtown San Diego has the largest collection of hotels in the city, pretty nice hotels. The Marriott Marquis, one of the signature hotels right here. Also just this way is the Hyatt Manchester Grand. I've got a review of that Hyatt Manchester Grand in case you want to watch it. These are right on the harbor, so a lot of the rooms have pretty nice views. Though the one caveat about staying in downtown San Diego is the parking's really expensive. I think I mentioned that earlier, so just factor that into your pricing. If you want a little cheaper parking and you're planning to rent a car, then you can check out Mission Valley. Mission Valley, it's about 5-6 miles from downtown. The hotels hotels there will be a little less expensive, and the parking will be cheaper as well. Old Town, it's kind of between downtown and Mission Valley, another good area close to the airport. Hotels not quite as nice, but you can get a few more bargains in Old Town. And finally, my fourth recommendation would be if you're visiting Legoland, you might want to consider staying up in Carlsbad. One of my favorite hotels in all of San Diego is the Park Hyatt in Carlsbad, the Park Hyatt Aviara. If you're interested in checking out that review, link in the description below. It is San Diego's best resort. The next thing to know before you go to San Diego is about food. If you watch my videos a lot, you'll know I'm a bit of a foodie, but I'm a cheap foodie, so I don't like my food to be too expensive. So first let's talk about pricing, and then we'll talk about some of my favorite things to eat in San Diego. Food in San Diego is more expensive than food in Los Angeles. There's about a 30% food premium on food in San Diego than in LA. And where that premium gets more expensive is in the beach areas, and where it gets even more expensive is in the Gaslamp District. The Gaslamp District downtown San Diego is the most expensive place to eat. The restaurants here cater to tourists. They try to make themselves look very, very nice on the inside, and so they spend all of their money on the rent and on looking nice, and not quite as much of it on the food. So if you were eating in downtown, you want a sit-down place that won't break your wallet. My favorite is the Old Spaghetti Factory right here. It's actually a mini chain across the US. They do really good spaghetti and meatballs. If you want their unique dish, check out the pasta with Mizithra cheese. It's kind of a Greek cheese. It's been an institution in San Diego in the Gaslamp forever. Outside of the Gaslamp District, if you want burgers, my favorite burger chain anywhere is In-N-Out Burger. They have tons of location across San Diego. Shake Shack has opened a few locations here as well. And because San Diego is just north of Mexico, the Mexican food in San Diego is going to be some of the best you're going to get anywhere in the US. So make sure you eat Mexican restaurants. And the quintessential Mexican food item to eat in San Diego is the fish taco. Ensenada style, which makes it a battered and fried fish taco. If you're looking for inexpensive Mexican food in the Gaslamp District, check out Oscar's Mexican Seafood. It's located next to Petco Park. They're on the higher end scale of seafood tacos, but they are pretty delicious and cheaper than you'll pay in any of the sit-down restaurants around here. But the quintessential San Diego Mexican experience is at a taco shop. And there are these chains, it's kind of known as the Birdos. They started with Roberto's, Alberto's, Adalberto's. If the restaurant ends in Birdos, you know it's classic San Diegan taco shop food. There's, I think, something like over 50 or 80 taco shops in San Diego that end with Birdos. It's pretty crazy. San Diego also has a thriving microbrew beer scene. If you are into beer, you'll want to check out a few of these breweries. Some of the most well-known are Karl Strauss and Stone Brewing, but explore some of the smaller ones and find a new favorite for yourself. Speaking of beer, if you're looking for nightlife, the Gaslamp District in downtown has a lot of bars that tend to the upper end club side of things. If you're looking for something more like high-end evening cocktails, the Gaslamp District, a lot of these restaurants turn into nightclubs at night. If you're looking for more of a bar experience, Pacific Beach has the largest collection of bars anywhere in the city of San Diego. And if you like your bars more on the divey side, then check out Ocean Beach. You can totally do a dive bar crawl there. The 10th thing to know is about San Diego's neat neighborhoods. San Diego is often referred to as a city of villages, and all the different neighborhoods in San Diego have a unique character. San Diego is a lot more than just the Gaslamp District, SeaWorld, and Balboa Park. So here are some of my favorite neighborhoods, and I'll kind of start near downtown and move my way out. My favorite neighborhood near downtown is called Little Italy. Little Italy is centered on a street called India Street, and there's a lot of great Italian food in Little Italy, gelato and things like that. It's about 4 or 5 blocks that's neat, worthwhile to explore, and you can easily get there on the trolley. Just up the hill from downtown Little Italy is a neighborhood known as Hillcrest. It is San Diego's heart for the LGBTQ community. It's where San Diego's Pride Festival takes place every year. Lots of neat restaurants in the area and a pretty walkable neighborhood as well. You can't really take the trolley here, so you better drive or take an Uber. Just down the hill from Hillcrest in the Big Valley is Mission Valley. Mission Valley is known for hotels on the famous street called Hotel Circle. It's also home to a number of shopping malls, Fashion Valley and Mission Valley shopping centers. San Diego's Old Town neighborhood is where San Diego all started. It's now been turned into a historic state park. There's a lot of attractions here that show off what San Diego was like way back when it was still part of Mexico. And then on the other side of the airport from all this stuff is this big landmass that goes into the ocean known as Point Loma. Point Loma has a lot of neat views from Point Loma. Head up on top to the street called Catalina. Why is it called Catalina? Well, because you can see Catalina Island on a clear day. All the way at the end of Catalina is Cabrillo National Monument. That's where you'll get some of the best views of San Diego. And in Point Loma, there's also San Diego's premier food hall in what's called Liberty Station. It's the old converted Naval Training Center that's been converted into a mixed-use complex, and there's a pretty neat food hall where you can get your fix of a lot of San Diego's gourmet food and craft beers, too. That Stone Brewing, that popular brewery that I mentioned, their major location is in Liberty Station in Point Loma. And of course, San Diego has a lot of really neat beach neighborhoods: Ocean Beach, Mission Beach, Pacific Beach, and La Jolla. I'm not going to talk about those here in detail because I've got a separate video about the best beaches in San Diego where I cover those neighborhoods at length. The 11th thing to know before you come to San Diego is about what the major attractions are. One of the biggest attractions in San Diego is Balboa Park. Balboa Park is a 1,200-acre urban park right next to downtown San Diego that is San Diego's cultural heart. It was established in 1915 for the Panama California Exposition to coincide with the opening of the Panama Canal. There's lots of museums, lots of great architecture, just a great place to spend at least a half a day wandering around. And in Balboa Park, 100 of those acres are set aside for the world-famous San Diego Zoo. It is one of the biggest and most famous zoos in the world, with over 3,500 animals, including giant pandas. Yes, the San Diego Zoo, that's where Topher came from. And if you want to see animals more in their natural habitat, well, you can head about 35 miles up north from the San Diego Zoo to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, where they've got animals in a much more open area that you kind of take this train around, or these safari vehicles, to see the animals in a more natural habitat and not just in cages and pens. One of San Diego's most popular museums is a little bit of a non-traditional museum because it's one that floats. It's the USS Midway Museum. San Diego is a pretty big Navy town, so you'll see lots of Navy ships in San Diego Bay. You won't be able to go on any of them except this one. The USS Midway is the United States' longest-serving aircraft carrier of the 20th century, and now it's been turned into a museum. You can easily spend 2 hours to an entire day on this ship. And over the course of this ship's lifetime, it has played home to 225,000 American sailors. It is truly impressive that this thing actually floats in the water. Final major attraction I'll mention is Coronado. Coronado is an island in the middle of San Diego Bay. I mean, it's technically connected by a small piece of land known as the Silver Strand, but most people get there via the iconic blue Coronado Bridge that runs into Coronado. It's one of San Diego's most idyllic neighborhoods. The beach in Coronado has been rated one of the U.S.'s best beaches anywhere. While it doesn't have a big bustling boardwalk, it does have some of San Diego's widest and whitest and softest sand beaches, and Coronado is home to the Hotel del Coronado, a 130-year-old wooden hotel that is on the National Register of Historic Places. And I almost forgot about San Diego's two big theme parks, SeaWorld and Legoland, which is about 30 miles north of downtown San Diego in Carlsbad. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy some of my other videos from San Diego, Los Angeles, or the rest of Southern California. You can click here or here to watch some of those. You'll find more links in the description to like the best beaches of San Diego or hotel reviews here. And if this was your first time, click on this yellow ball, subscribe so you don't miss any future Yellow Productions videos upload weekly. Well, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in the next video.